channel. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka GeekXX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to Solo Leveling. We're now on to episode 5, which is called A Pretty Good Deal. So in the last episode, we had Jinwoo really level up, quite literally living up to the name of the show. We knew he entered the dungeon. At first he was feeling a bit scared, but once he basically compared that to what he went through in the first dungeon back in episode 1 and 2, he was like, yeah, after that, I really don't think that this is a big deal. These guys are actually not as scary. He pushed through the fear, and we see that he leveled up a lot to the point where he was able to one-shot a low-level boss that came out of one of these breaches, or that's what they call it, right? A breach, I think. So that's where he's at. And at this point, no one really knows that he's been doing all this or where he's been or the fact that he went to this dungeon to level up. So I'm interested to see how he's going to go forward now that he has all these abilities. He also has a sweet new weapon and poison, I believe, if I remember. That's also pretty crazy. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates things now, because I have no doubt that he's going to want to start doing higher level dungeons because he couldn't do them before. And as we know in this world, the dungeons are how hunters make money, and he's in desperate need of money because of his mom's situation and trying to put his sister through school. So I'm very ready to get into this episode and see where we go from here. But just before I do, a reminder that I do a lot of reactions here on this channel. And if you'd like to support me on this journey or some of the other animes or shows that I happen to be reacting to right now, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video, please show it some love, some thumbs up, and some comments below. I appreciate it deeply. Okay, out of the way, guys, let's get into the episode right about now. Excuse me, this is a patient. Can we please have a little decorum? But I mean, he's leveled up a lot. Ma'am, pay attention to your job. These gratuitous ab shots, though. I mean, technically, it's not supposed to. Ma'am, get it together. You're supposed to be a professional. Indeed. Now get out of here, you pervert. That is so unprofessional. No! That is highly unprofessional, folks. You're not allowed to do that to patients. But I mean, I guess, you know, you didn't got that many hot men coming through. He's huge. He was on the first episode, right? I think he was the berserker. That would be helpful. Exactly. That and also the fact that you probably were already conditioned for danger. Really? Just had to scratch your belly, huh? You seem taller. No, he probably is just standing a little straighter. That's also true, though. Men's growth plates close a lot later than women's do. I think they got an extra 2 to 3 years on us. I think the dungeon helped a bit, sir. No one develops muscles like that in a week. I wish. 18. Okay. Oh, 12 points, boy. All right, we need some intellect, some vitality. Exactly. Agility, yes. I said this back in episode 3. I guess, yes. Try. He put that into perception and agility. Okay. Right, kind of healing from a near-death experience. Well, let's not get cocky. You've only been to one dungeon so far. Oh, that's right. He still has original ranking. I forgot about that. That's what I was saying. You gotta be careful. Well, that's a very common expression in Japan, by the way. The nail that sticks up gets hammered down. I didn't even get a chance to see that. Hold on. They go way too fast in here. Okay. So he hasn't done his... Oh, no, he did his running. So he completed his daily quest. Full recovery, ability, 3 ability points, and a random loot box. Okay, we've seen that before. Sorry, it just went so fast. I was like, wait a second.
E 級なのは事実ですから問題ないでしょうか。
大丈夫ですよ。数合わせのために同行していただくだけです。
I've definitely been on some dungeon raids where it's like, we just need numbers. You got 3 people who are stronger who are going to do all the work.
は戦力外なので戦利品の分配はできませんが。
Damn, well, there's no
数合わ
point.
せ代として現金で200万。
Oh, okay.
中で食べる弁当と予備の服や装備、救急箱なんかが入ってます。
Where's the healer?
ヒーラーなしで行くんですか。
個人の攻撃隊はヒーラーを呼ぶのが難しいってこと。ヒーラーなしでやってますよ。
He's like, the last time I did that, I got hurt.
攻撃隊か。めちゃくちゃだな。
Yeah, it's a wipe is what it is.
ユージンホ、21歳の D 級です。
Aw, aren't you cute? You've got nice gear at least.
D 級でこの装備。こいつさては
It's got perks. Not the shine.
リュック重くないですか？大丈夫ですか？
はい
It's。like, I got it. I wrestled the snake with my bare hands.
社長、
No.
2月前に9000億持って海外に逃げたそう。
Damn! That is one of the common storyline threads in a lot of Asian dramas is the somebody who's run off with all the money. The fake laugh. Oh.
ゲートのサイズはあんまり関係ない。
Okay.
中から漏れる魔力波動の数値が問題。言ったけど、俺も C 級は初めて。
Have faith in yourself, bro. You got this.
行きますよ。
わかった。
He's too excited, but he seems sweet, so I don't have an issue with him. But I absolutely agree that going in without a healer is always a bad idea unless you're like well above the level of the dungeon. Like if they were all B rank going in here, I'd be like, okay.
真っ暗なダンジョン。カルテの神殿。
I was about to say, time to go.
薄い光を放つ石だ。こういう壁や足元の岩に含まれていて、洞窟の中を。
Jinu being our little guide through the world.
洞窟の中を照らしてくれる夜光石ですか。
Very good.
なんか間違いそうですね。
Not really. They're very different. Something that lights up a cave versus something that gives off mana versus something that is valuable for money.
暗闇の中で群れをなして行動し、光を見ると駆け寄ってくる生き物。
Yes, what kind of creature?
モンスターです。ジャクソン。してんだよ。穴多すぎだろ。
All right, yeah, I say going. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Well, you wanted glowing. You got it.
チヌさん、僕のそばから離れないでください。
So sweet.
こっちだ。してるだも。
Ooh, what was that?
虫たちが全部ファンさんに。
Okay, so that was like a taunt.
さすが C 級ハンター。
Ah, so many WoW memories. That is a nice area of effect.
装備で実力
I
を担
mean,
ってる
gear
感じだ
helps a lot. Don't smile yet. Pay attention. Not him casually kicking it off. Now you showing off, Jinu.
どうして上から来るって分かったんですか。
You know I'm a genius and all.
勘です。
Good answer.
モンスター同士で縄張り争い
Yeah.
をしてた。
Bigger.
ということは、こ
Bigger.
いつらよりも強い。
Yeah, absolutely. Have you ever been in a dungeon before? I remember in episode 1. Remember how there was waves of those ants?
はい。初めてのレードなんで。
Aw, thanks, Dad.
うまく説明できないが、気をつけた方がいい。
Absolutely. Listen to Jinu. His instincts were good even before he leveled up. Wow, guild gyms are where it's at.
ギルドマスターがトレーニングしてるんだ。
Okay. Kind of hot, but really a little destructive.
すっげえ。
Okay.
おい、誰か掃除を頼
I was
む。
about to say, who's gonna clean that up? Not him, apparently.
ダンジョンが広いと荷物持ちは大変ですよね。
Thank God he's doing all his dailies, right?
戦闘せずに報酬がもらえるなんて悪くない
Exactly. Exactly.
いや、うますぎる
Yeah,
話
that's true. I didn't think about the fact that maybe they're planning on making sure that you don't make it out
数合わせも必要。
and they don't want to have to spend the money. Yeah, they're planning on not making sure you don't leave that cave. You're not leaving that dungeon if they have anything to say about it. What's in there? The balls at the top. What's in there? Liquefied bodies, maybe?
あ、やっべえ、大量だ。
Yeah, it can't be that easy.
この量はざっくり見積もっても
Yeah, and how long do you have to mine all that, and how are you gonna get it out?
おい、こら。弟さんの話を気がつく
Who's
ん
your
じゃ
bro?
ねえよ。
Is your brother the guild master dude? Because y'all have the same kind of.
こいつを元手にうちの攻撃隊もでかくなって
I
や
think
る。
it is. Okay.
すいません。ちょっといいですか。
Is this the time?
マナ鉱石は出土品で戦利品じゃありませんから。 7等分じゃなくて8等分するべきじゃありませんか。
You better tell him.
公平に分けましょう。ちゃんと分
I
かって
hate
ま
this
すよ。
smile. It's so fake.
運び出さないといけません。
This cave is a million years long.
掘るのは今がチャンスかもし
And
れ
you
ませ
don't
ん。
think the excavating is going to wake it up? Okay.
お二人でここを見張っててもらえませんか。装備を取りに行ってきます。
All of you?
刺激さえしなければもうしばらくは起きないでしょう。
Yeah, we know this plan. They're expecting the dungeon boss to kill you two, then they're going to come back, kill the boss, and take everything.
俺を信じてください。
Yeah, not with that smile. No way! That is a scammer's smile. I also think the artwork on that guy reminds me of in Bleach, the what's his name's father? Ichigo's father.
ヒーラーなしでやってますよ。
いつもって言ってた
All our raids.
牛飯ボスの部屋の入り口を塞いで
Wow,
し
the red glowing eyes.
入り口がなんで。
Because they don't want y'all coming out.
危険な仕事だから事故なんて日常茶飯事だ。
Accidents.
ダンジョンの中には防犯カメラもないし、全員抹殺してしまえば証拠も出ない。
Exactly.
見捨てて逃げたり、要するにトカゲの尻尾切りだ。
契約書とか余計なことを言わなかった。
No, they were going to do that regardless. Okay, what level is this
ジ
guy?
ルさんは下がっててください。僕はなんとか。
Aw. I really like he's always trying to protect Juno.
文字通り次元が違う
Okay, you got this, Juno. Come on, bro.
次元が違う
Exactly. When you compare it. Exactly. He's like, I'm tired of playing, bro.
今なんで。
That's cool. That was cool.
俺が倒すよ
Yes, you will. Don't you dare end the episode. Okay, skip credits. Wait, preview. All right. I should have known as soon as it gets good. Okay, guys. Well, that was episode 5, and it was good. I really like how we've seen the evolution of Jinnu so much over these just a few episodes. Like I said, the pacing in this show is something else because we're only on episode 5, and the difference between episode 1 Jinnu and this episode is drastic. And I'm not just talking physically. Obviously, they showed us that his body is leveling up. I'm thinking that the alternate dimension that we were exposed to in the last couple of episodes when he was in that dungeon, it must have more than just being able to alter the surroundings. My guess is it's also altering Jinnu's body. I mean, after all, it was able to regenerate an arm and a leg. So clearly it can do things with the human body that are beyond explanation, shall we say. And so we know that he's been in the hospital at least a week. I'm assuming it's been almost 2 weeks. And he went from going in being quite thin and unathletic, and now, you know, the guy's cut. He looks like he's been in the gym for the last 10 years. So clearly the workouts are working, plus probably whenever it does that full restoration, when he's completed a workout, etc., it's probably doing even more for his body outside of that. But either way, we see that physically his body has changed, but also the discipline that he's had to develop in order to stick with the daily workouts and make sure that he got through that dungeon. You can see how those mental shifts have actually changed him, right? He's no longer kind of sheepish and held back and, you know, keeping his head down. He's now kind of starting to stand taller. Like even his sister's like, are you taller now? Like, did you? And he's kind of like, yeah, I don't think so. But I think it's honestly present. And so with Jinnu, he was very, you know, his self-esteem was shot. He was feeling very bad about himself. He was letting all the things that people were saying about him being the weakest hunter, etc., really get to him. And he was really holding himself small. Like he was really keeping himself down. But now that he realizes that he survived the worst dungeon from hell that we've seen so far, and the fact that he's put all this work and effort into his body and his training, he's starting to feel more confident. He's feeling better about himself. And what I like is he's not getting arrogant, but he's been more confident and he's holding himself more confidently, and people are noticing it. Like his sister's noticing it. We saw the nurses losing their minds over it. Don't get me started on the nurses being unprofessional trying to get this man's number. It's like, ma'am, this is not a place for you to pick up men, okay? This is your job. So we see that Jinnu finally decides to take a job because he needs to make money. You know, he's got rent to make, and now that he's leveled up, he's like, yeah, I can finally do some dungeons and start making some money. But he also recognizes that E-rank dungeons typically don't pay a lot. And at this point, even though we've been given a letter rank for Jinnu, we know he's no longer E-rank, right? We don't know what that number, like we know now he's level 18 as of this episode, but we don't know what that translates into as far as the letter ranking that they use in this world. So So I'm going to go ahead and guess that he's at the minimum a C, right? I think he blew right past D, and I think he's in a C rank at the minimum. He might possibly even be B. We're not sure. But anyways, he's higher ranked, but he has to go by what the last magical reading was, which in the hospital, he was still sitting at an E. So that's what he has to go in as, and that's what he's registered as. But anyways, he saw that there was the opportunity for him to do a C rank dungeon because they were looking for people to meet up the quota. So he goes, and basically they say to him that even though he's so low ranked, they just need him for numbers, and his compensation for his time, they will pay him 2 million. I can't remember what the currency is, but all the other loot that they get in the dungeon, they're going to keep. So we all know that these mana crystals and then the other, I keep forgetting the name of the other crystals, they're worth a lot more. So, and then we met a new character. I cannot remember his name right now, but he's adorable. It's his first dungeon. He's at a C rank. No, D rank. He's a D rank, but he's got sweet gear, comes from a fairly wealthy family, has a sweetheart. I like him a lot. I hope that he makes it out of this. I'm pretty sure that Jin will be able to protect him. I hope so, because I like him. You know, the fact that he was like, no, E rank, I'll protect you. Don't worry. I'm like, bro, you're already you're outranked in this dungeon yourself. But I really like his sentiment. He seems like he's got a good heart. So I do think that we might get potentially a little friendship, mentor-mentee relationship here. And I think Jinu does need some friends in this community that actually respect him. And whoever this kid is, he is definitely going to respect Jinu at the end of this, right? We see that he goes to this dungeon, goes in, and he finds out there's no healer. And again, if you're someone who's played games like World of Warcraft or any other kind of RPG or MMO type game, you know that if you're doing things like dungeons and raids, going in without a healer, unless you were in a lower ranked dungeon, is a bad idea. So the fact that they didn't have one is sus. Like if they were going into an E rank dungeon, it'd be like, okay, that makes sense. You're probably not going to come up against anything that is going to hurt you significantly, but you're at the same rank. And we see that because of Jinu, clearly his perception, we saw him dump a bunch of points into perception this episode, as well as agility. Yes. We see that Jinu saves the day because he senses these insect monsters long before anybody else does. And they do manage to clear it out. Jinu literally just kicking one in the face because he's that strong. They realize that there has to be a boss in there because half of the bugs are already damaged. Jinu's feeling a little uneasy because a lot of it is reminding him of his first horrific experience, but he's starting to realize as they get further and further that something still isn't right. And then we find out later on that they're like, okay, well, we want to haul out all this mana first. Then we'll come back and we're going to take out the boss. But they want to leave the two weakest in the cave while they go get all the equipment. And of course, at this point, this is when Jinu really realizes what's going on. And we see that even the other guys, like, that's really weird that you would leave the weakest tier without even one C rank. They go ahead and they block it in. So basically, they're trying to make sure that there's no way for these two to escape because they do not want to give them any share, money, mana, or otherwise. And Jinu realizes very quickly that that's what's happened. And of course, they kind of start to panic. But again, our sweet new guy is like, don't worry, like, we'll figure it out. Like, he's trying to protect Jinu, thinking that he's still the weakest one there. But thankfully, Jinu at first feels like he's a little bit scared because he's never been in a dungeon at this level before. However, he then gets that flashback of the first dungeon. And again, this is going to be his thing for a while now. Until he faces something that's more terrifying than that dungeon, nothing is going to scare him, as it shouldn't. So my man said, oh, actually, I came up against something that makes this look like a cakewalk. And I also just choked out a snake last episode like it was nothing. So you know what? Hold my beer. Let me go and take care of this, bro. His weapon just showed up on boss like. And then, of course, we ended the episode. But yes, I am very much looking forward to seeing how he's going to take this one down. Just sorry, coming back, that Jinu is starting to consider how he's going to re-enter and deal with his world now that he has leveled up, right? He's saying he's not sure if it's a reawakening because we saw that the guild people said that that's not what was happening, but he knows he's changed. He knows he's a higher level than he used to be, but he's like, how do I explain this, right? Because if I start going to these big dungeons and I start rocking and kicking ass, they're going to be like, how? He understandably does not want too much attention, because who knows what that's going to mean for him. They might end up taking him somewhere and locking him in a lab to study him. But more importantly, he doesn't really have any answers. So I think that he is very, very much just trying to figure out the best way to navigate it that's going to keep this advantage going, but also not endanger him or his family in any way. So yeah, that's another really interesting layer to his story that I think is going to be fun to watch as we continue through. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching with me and are excited as I am to watch the next episode. If you liked it, please show it some love with some comments and some likes, and I'll see you in the next video.